गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः।
हर हर महादेव शंभो महादेव शंभो। कादमरुग दिमदिमलोचन कादमरुग दिमदिमलोचन शूलापाणि डमरुगनाद शूलापाणि डमरुगनाद डमरुगनाद डमरुगनाद। पार्वती पते हर हर महादेव शंभो महादेव शंभो। चरमांबर कामितराधा चरमांबर कामितराधा भस्म विलोला भवभयनाशन भस्म विलोला भवभयनाशन भवभयनाशन भवभयनाशन। नमः पार्वती पते महादेव शंभो महादेव शंभो। नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव शंभो महादेव शंभो। वाहन नागभूषण वाहन नागभूषण श्वेतांबर शूलापाणि श्वेतांबर शूलापाणि शूलापाणि शुभ्रपाणि। नमः पार्वती पते हर हर महादेव शंभो महादेव शंभो। नमः पार्वती पते हर हर महादेव शंभो महादेव शंभो। आनंद आत्मवासी आत्मवासी ईशपतिशा निर्मल चरिता ईशपतिशा निर्मल चरिता निर्मल चरिता निर्मल चरिता। नमः पार्वती पते हर हर महादेव शंभो महादेव शंभो। नमः पार्वती पते हर हर महादेव शंभो महादेव शंभो। सच्चिदानंद 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 आत्मवासी सच्चिदानंद 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 आत्मवासी सच्चिदानंद 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 आत्मवासी सच्चिदानंद 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 आत्मवासी। नमः पार्वती पते हर हर महादेव शंभो महादेव शंभो। नमः पार्वती पते हर हर महादेव शंभो महादेव शंभो। नमः पार्वती पते हर हर महादेव शंभो महादेव पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव शंभो महादेव शंभो नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव शंभो महादेव शंभो
मातु सकल मुर्गी रहा श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
मातु सकल मुर्गी रहा जेही न हुई दुख दीन हो रामा जेही न हुई दुख दीन सोई पाव तुम करई सब पुरजन परम प्रवीण सिया
पति रामचंद्र जी की जय शरण
उमापति महादेव
की जय
पवन सुत
हनुमान की जय
वृंदावन कृष्ण
चंद्र की जय
उड़ैसा
जगन्नाथ की जय
बोलो भाई
सब संतन की जय
अयोध्या
राम लला की जय
सियापति रामचंद्र
जी की जय शरणम
शरणम प्रेम से बोलो सियावर रामचंद्र की जय. There's a very beautiful doha taken from Ayodhya Kahi. It says Matu sakala more veera jehina hoi dukh din soi upav tum karayu saba purjan param praveen. In this very beautiful doha, Tulsidas sings to your ear. He describes a very melancholic mood, a very sad stage that was set, where the Lord Sri Ram, as you all know this katha very well, would have accepted the word of his father, the words of his father, in terms of going into the forest for 14 years. But many times we look at this doha, we hear about preparations being made. We hear about Kaikeyi Ma and the conversation with Manthara. We hear about Dashrath being the man that he was, acknowledging that he gave his word, and now it was time to redeem those words, that commitment that he made to Kaikeyi Ma. He was now fulfilling, walking the path of dharma. Are, whatever words that is given, you must stand by it. But very rare, we look at the mother of Rama. We hear about Rama acknowledging, standing also firm, Raghukula Riti Sada Chalyai, Pran na Jai Varu Vachan na Jai. Maintaining that parampara, the tradition of maintaining the honor of his lineage by fulfilling the commitment that his father made. How many of us ever sat back and looked at Kaushilya? Look at Kaushilya Ma and understand or understood at the time what she would have been going through. Kaushilya, as you all know, is the mother of Rama. Isn't that so? Kaikeyi was the mother of? She was the mother of Bharat. And Sumintra was the mother of twins who were Lakshman and Shatrughan. Some say Shatrughna, but Shatrughan. And like this, the one that was instructed to go was Rama. And the mother here plays a very significant role. Was the mother obnoxious in her response? Was she loud and said in response by saying, why is my Rama? He is the eldest. Why is he the one to go? Was she the one who broke down in tears and could not compose herself? Was she sad? Of course. Was she angry? Absolutely not. Here is a mother who was deeply hurt, where her only son is being sent away into the forest for 14 years. But many of us take that for granted. We do not understand what is required by a mother to ensure that the best, not the best for her child, but for the best of the family, what the mother sometimes endures. I'm seeing mothers shaking their heads this morning. This morning I introduced two very beautiful words. One, it is thought. And the other I spoke about is emotions. In the yogic culture, we're told that thoughts are very dry. Logical, right? Black or white, yes, no. We go, we don't go temple, doesn't matter. We go to school tomorrow, we cut the grass. I give dakshina, I don't give to the poor, I give charity, whatever it is. Black or white, thought. So if thoughts are dry, emotions are juicy. And in the yogic culture, we're told that if you're following the path of Gyan Yoga, meaning you're intellectualizing, you're rationalizing everything, then dryness is good for you. You will find the ultimate very quickly if you are a black and white person, no emotions. Because you will always make logical, rational choices and decisions in your life. In this audience here this morning, or for those who are viewing this broadcast live, I want you to not raise your hands, but acknowledge to yourself, do you experience emotions? I can show you my hand. Both hands up in the air. Because no matter how rational a person you are, no matter how logical a person you are, every single one of us here, I'm confident this morning that we experience emotions. And in that emotions, we must understand, is emotions a good thing or a bad thing? If thoughts are dry and very logical, I'm going to do this. Let's think about it. Spreadsheet, left column, right column, pros, cons, debit, credit. Let's see what it adds up to. We make this decision. If thoughts are dry, are emotions good or bad? Because we're saying emotions are juicy, Gomati. Are operating on an emotional basis, is it good? Aditya, counsel, welcome this morning. Please give him a round of applause. He was called to the bar yesterday and Friday and celebrated significant achievement. Congratulations. Lawyers will tell you that when you go to the judge and you're making a case, you're looking at precedent, you're looking at the law, of course, in terms of what the law says, you're looking at context, of when context literally means motive. Those are the bases typically by which a judge will make a case or will decide on a case. Very rarely the judge will use emotions. That actually the judge is emotionless in giving a decision. So I'm asking you again this morning, as a human being, we are not judges and we are not lawyers. How do you think is best, or what do you think is best in terms of how you transact with life? Dry, logical, yes, no, black, white? Or is emotion a bad thing? Come on, I want a response for this one. Huh? Emotion is a good thing? So when I throw a tantrum and I say, oh gosh, nobody playing music on time this morning and the tamarind off the japtal. And what about when the child who throws a tantrum, mommy, I want this and I want this and I want this and I want it now, mommy. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? How about a father or a mother, a parent? Listen, when a parent has to perform the funeral ceremony of a child and the parent breaks down, is that a good thing or a bad thing? When a mother whose child is taken to the courts and that child is caught and found guilty, possession of narcotics, homicides, part of a gang, and the mother breaks down because of that child, is that a good thing? The mother becomes emotional, is that a good thing or a bad thing? You see, all of a sudden we're thinking now, right? Well, I want to share with you this morning the path of logic and the path of analytical thinking, right and wrong or yes and no, without emotions. While it is the path of the Gyan Yogi, emotions is the pathway for the Bhakti Yogi. You see, that individual who can connect with God, who when you pray to God and you sing to God, or you experience love or compassion for someone else, that in itself is the highest form of devotion. And sometimes we are made to think that we must think rationally and don't bring emotions into it. emotions are an absolute necessity when it comes to life. And therefore, we must understand that while rational thinking, thought, is masculine, emotion in the yogic culture is referred to as, what is emotion? If thought is masculine, emotions are what? Make a wild guess. Feminine. Good guess. Excellent guessing there. Emotions are feminine. And therefore, we sometimes think that emotions are mushy. An emotion makes you a soft person. And emotions make you a weaker person. This morning I wish to remind you that emotions are representative of the Shakti. While Shiva is very rational, logical in his disposition, he is one path, he can discern very easily. Shiva cannot operate fully unless that Shakti comes into dance. And it is only when the Shakti dances, figuratively speaking, you experience the fullness of emotion. Sadguru Jagi Vasudev, he reminded us that while we think that we can find God through Gyan Yogi, being a Gyan Yogi or Gyan Yog, the path of knowledge, he says, don't be fooled. That knowledge only becomes refined to the highest when Bhakti comes and blesses that individual's heart and soul and mind. And therefore, I want to bring you back to Kaushalya Ma. Kaushalya Ma represents the emotional aspect of this katha. Dashrath, when he thought about it, he had no choice. I gave my word, Kaikeyi Ma is cashing in, and I will do it. Rama was also a middle part. My father has given a commitment. This is the parampara, this is the tradition of the Raghukul, and I will do it. Lakshman was also straightforward. My brother is going. I think this is the right thing to do. I will do it. But now we come to Kaushalya. On this Mother's Day, I want you to understand the power, the structure, the strength, the foundation, the consistency, the intensity by which a mother operates silently. That is what this doha is telling us. That the mother silently, she swallowed the hurt. She did not have an outburst. But it is not because she wanted and she was okay with her son going. She maintained that composure and she swallowed the dheer, the fortitude that was required for her to allow this decision to unfold. She looked back and she thought, while I would like my son to stay behind, emotionally she thought, it is in the best interest of my family. If my husband's word is to be honored, if my son's acknowledgement of his responsibility is to be maintained, my emotions as a mother must be controlled and must be subdued. She felt hurt, she felt the pain, but she was the one who made the ultimate sacrifice because she did not object. Dashrath tried to rationalize with Kaikeyi. He tried to negotiate, ask for something else, now I will give it to you. But when she maintained her position, he had no choice. But Kaushalya ji, being the mother that she was, and you know what that mother quality is? That mother quality is in every single one of you today. We celebrate Mother's Day. We bow to all the mothers who are here this morning and to all the mothers who are viewing this broadcast. But the Kaushalya Ma, that emotional quality, is a trait that exists within every single one of us. I want to ask you another question this morning. Which is the stronger of the sexes? Is it a male or is it a female? Men, I want you to say something. Speak up for yourselves. Is it a male or a female? Which is the stronger of the sexes? And I'm not saying human beings, of these sexes. And I'm still not hearing the... Gyan understands it right. But in all seriousness, the stronger of the species is not measured in muscularity, in vigor. The stronger of the species is measured in its totality. And the species, or the quality rather, that brings about the dominance, or the one that will survive. You see, life is not about the fastest. It is not who gets there the first. Life and the quality of life is when the Shakti blesses you. And the Shakti means the one who sees the entire picture, understands the rational thinking, but brings emotion, but controls the emotion in dispensing with life. So when a relationship is broken, when a child is ill, when a parent dies, when a loved one dies, when you lose a job, when there is hurt by someone who you love and care for dearly, when you experience hurt in life, it is quite okay to experience emotionally that like response. But in the yogic traditions, Kaushilya Ma, in this very beautiful doha, is telling us the secret. While it is okay to respond with anger sometimes, while it is okay to respond with tears and hurt and pain sometimes, while it is okay to respond jubilantly sometimes, Kaushilya Ma is showing us that we must step out and witness the emotions that are at play. And when you witness the emotions that are playing, you allow it to play. But in witnessing the emotion, you become the one who brings that emotion back into control when you so choose. Can I say that again? It is okay to allow the emotions. When someone dies, when a relationship is broken, when someone who you care for dearly hurts you and chastises you or ridicules you, where you never expected it, it is okay to respond emotionally. But the secret of the yogic culture, as hidden in this very beautiful doha of Tulsidas, it is showing us that we must be like Kaushilya Ma, observe the emotions, step out of it, watch the emotions, cry a good cry, laugh a good laugh, but be the one who witnesses the emotions and decides when it is time for that emotion to be recoiled. That is the blessing of Kaushilya, and that is the blessing that I'm asking for every one of you to enjoy today on this Mother's Day. May the blessing of that Shakti that is called Kaushilya, the one who controls, experiences emotions, but is strong enough to keep on keeping on, to look at the best interest of all, not just one entity, but to look at the best interest of all that is involved, and make that decision to plunge ahead with abandon. If you can do that as a children of God, you will experience Mother's Day. You would experience the celebration of Shakti like you've never experienced before. Prem se bolo Sri Jagadambika Durga Devi Mata ki. Are Jagadambika Durga Devi Mata ki. Ambe Jagadambe Kali Ambe Jagadambe.